So guess what? Don't be like,
He say I thought it. That's how I look.
So we just bought a house. Well, we didn't just buy a house. We bought a house.
We bought a house.
Months ago.
Cash.
Paid off.
No
Mortgage.
at all.
No debt. So we just bought a house and we so excited. Yay! And you know what? Jesus get the glory for it all. He sure do.
Amen.
He sure do.
Amen. Amen.
Lord, help me with this man. You hear me? But yeah, so we're gonna be doing like a lot of updating, a lot of renovations, a lot of remodeling.
Lord.
A lot.
A lot.
Good news is, we just found out our land is bigger than we thought.
Yep.
So that's a good thing.
More room for the cows and the chickens. And the goats.
Okay, you pushing it. You really pushing it.
And the ducks.
Hey, you pushing it.
Okay.
Anywho, so we're excited. We're gonna keep you guys updated on everything that we're doing. So I know most of y'all don't care. Y'all just be nosy, but y'all don't care. Y'all don't care.
Doggy.
But we ain't gonna get onto that. That's a whole nother subject.
Yep.
But people, accept Jesus in your life.
Yes.
And stop being crabs in the bucket. I pray the glory of the Lord.
What about the ones that's not being crabs? They being lobsters. What about? Because crabs like that's like the ghetto of the sea. The crab. But the lobster think they sedity. They think they got it all together, but you ain't nothing. They just want your tail.
That was deep. Somebody gonna be preaching on Sunday.
Just gave you your sermon.
Somebody gonna be preaching on
Title
Sunday.
that Under the Sea.
But we'll catch you guys later. Hi everyone. So I wanted to come on and talk to you about our story or whatever, about how we purchased our house. Me and my husband, backstory, okay. Me and my husband knew we wanted to buy a house. We knew that we wanted to be debt-free, a debt-free, mortgage-free house. And we was working, towards that goal. We were paying off debt, like a lot of debt, and we did this with 3 kids, and we knew that we wanted to purchase a home. We thought it was going to be actually like next year or 2 years later, but it was like searching, and we knew it was certain states and certain states that we wanted to stay in, and we knew some was just out the question. So we did our search that way, and then we only seen 2 houses. To be honest, we only seen 2 houses and then a lot of land, and we just kept it like minimum, because I know I'm a type of person, like, I know what I want, and I know majority of the time, like, what I want is not going to be in the price point of what I'm looking at. So we know we didn't want a mortgage. So we decided on like, hey, we're gonna buy a house cash out, debt free. And so we were searching, and we came across a lot of land first. And we was like, oh, is that something we want to do? Like, oh. And the crazy thing about it was they was splitting, like the land was a whole long piece of land. Well, they split in half to get more money. And to me, I felt like that didn't make sense. I mean, it makes sense for people who don't want a lot of land, but it didn't make sense to me. So I was just like, this is ridiculous. And then like all the requirements or whatever that they wanted, it was just like, no. No, but we did consider it. We really did. Like, we went and found out, like, we had to get an easement and like everything. We found out all the information, and just to even remotely get like your permits and all your stuff to even start building before then was like $20,000 or $25,000. That's just on a safe end quote. That's not even your land amount. So sorry you guys, hold on, I wonder what you got. Okay, so that wasn't even your land amount. So we was like, okay, not only that, for the area you got requirements, you got this, you got that, like, is this really what we want to do? So then later on we looked at another house. So the other house was like over the budget, and I'm the type of person that I feel like you need to stick to your budget. Like, regardless of the matter of fact, like, stick to your budget. Because I'm gonna tell you, like, when we was like paying debt or whatever, like we had no choice but to stick to the budget. Like, it was no way, regardless of how much extra, like, we had to stick to a budget. So to me, I was just like, no. And then my problem was, the problem I was having with houses that I was seeing was, okay, I'm gonna give you a rough, like, idea of what I'm talking about. This is not saying that this is what happened to us, but I'm just giving you a rough spectrum. So for instance, let's say that you see a house that's like $200,000. Okay, that's actually nowadays on the low end of houses. Let's really be real. So say, for instance, you seen a house for $200,000. Okay, and the house is still outdated. Like, the house need work. Maybe in a nice neighborhood, but the house need work. Like, and when I'm talking about work, I'm talking about like it has water damage, and you have mold. The AC is not working. Bad plumbing situation. Electrical, or have to rewire electrical, redo the kitchen, like all these things that adds up. Like, people really don't take in account of how much, like, a kitchen, just to do a kitchen update, remodel, however you want to look at it, how much it actually costs. So I was adding those things up to the mortgage, and I'm like, this is stupid to me. Like, this is completely stupid. I'm gonna pay you $200,000, be in a mortgage, and then still have to update a house to my liking, and it's already like damaged. It's, water damage, and we got to figure out where that's coming from, roof damage, or whatever the case may be. The house may be a nice size, yes, but I'm looking at all the additional work that has to go into fixing it. So we was just like, no, we didn't want to do a mortgage. We didn't want to even, no, we didn't want to remotely even take that route. So we was just like, we're going to buy a fixer. We're going to buy a fixer within this budget, within these guidelines, and we're going to do the work. And whatever work we can't do, we're hiring somebody to come in and do it. And this make more logical sense to us. So then, that's how we wind up stumbling across this house that we wind up purchasing cash out. And we wind up putting in, I contacted the realtor, I think it was like late March. And that was like around the time the whole coronavirus thing started or whatever like that. Because I'm going to be real with you guys. Like, houses was at like an all-time high. And half the time it's still at an all-time high. Because it is on demand. It's on demand. So I contacted the realtor. I think it was late March. I want to say it was like late March, or I want to say late March. Contact him late March. He said, hey, I see you have this house. Are you guys looking for offers? Like, what are you guys wanting? What are you guys looking for? And he was like, is this going to be a cash offer? Like, what? I was like, yes, it's going to be a cash offer. He was like, let me speak to my client and I'm going to get back with you. He got back with me. I think it was the same day or it was the next day. But he got back with me. He was like, hey, he counter offered. Me and my husband sat on it, was like, is this what you want to do? You don't want to do it? Blah, blah. We talked about it. He was like, yeah, we'll go ahead and do it. And he was like, we talked about this. We prayed about this. It go through, we good. So it went through or whatever. And then we went into contract. And to get the contract, it took about for them to get the whole contract and everything put up. It took about, I think, like 2 weeks or so, a week or 2 weeks. And then after then, we have once we sign the contracts, we have a 10-day due diligence process where we check everything out and say, hey, if we still want it or no, if we don't. We had to send in our earnest money for the house. And then after then, if we say, yes, we're going through with the house, we have to wait. Well, pretty much you have to wait like your 10. Some places are 15 days. So 10 to 15 days out to do your due diligence. And then after then, that's when, we went ahead and the attorney had to handle everything else between both parties. So that took a couple of weeks or whatever, because he had to like check these and blah blah, all this kind of stuff like that. So all in all, we probably closed in like maybe 6 weeks, probably less, probably 4, 6, between 4 to 6 weeks, or we may be pushing 8 weeks. Let's see. I think they pushed a little bit back because we was like, when we had to do our signing, we had to set it for a specific date. But other than that, I mean, everything went smooth sailing. Like, we didn't have a ton of paper to sign. It wasn't like no hassle. Like, it was just smooth sailing. And I'm just so grateful to God that he gave us this opportunity to be able to do this, because, it's just a blessing. It's just a blessing. It's just a blessing to have, a home and a place of peace. And I don't know about anybody else, but I definitely like cherish my home. Like, regardless of if I'm in a rental or I own it or whatever the case may be, like, I take care of it. Like, I cherish that home But yeah, I'm trying to think of what else happened. Oh yeah, so like on closing day, like everything was like real simple. We like met with the owners or whatever like that, and that was in, I want to say May. Like we had our paper done, we had everything done in May. We did our official, like getting our deed papers and all that kind of stuff like that. Because I think they was done. They was just waiting for us to waiting for that date. Waiting for that date for us to transfer everything over. But it's a nice little farmhouse, and I don't know, I like older homes. I don't know. I don't know if it's like the character of them or whatever they are, but I really just like them. I don't know if it's maybe like the size to me, like, excuse me. But I don't know if it's like the size to me or what, but I'm just drawn, like physically drawn to them. I think they're like so cute. And I do like new builds. I do really like new builds. But I don't know, we just wanted our first home to be like special. We didn't want to have any debt. We didn't want to have like no mortgage. We didn't want to. And I know people may think like it may not be practical, and oh, because it's an extreme fixer. Like, it's an extreme fixer, and you guys are going to see, like, we're going to bring you on a journey. But I hope you guys follow us. I hope you subscribe. And if you have any questions, leave comments below, and I'll try to answer everyone. And I'm just grateful that it took us to this point, get us to this point, that from, I think it's been going on 3 years, like, we busted out $48,000 in debt. We only, yeah, 48, we busted out $48,000 of debt. And we let me see. And you guys, I'm like shy because I'm not used to talking to a camera. So, you know, I'm used to talking to my husband or somebody else on the other side, but not my camera. But we bust out $48,000 in debt, and it started. Well, if you guys want to hear that story, or if you want to like have tips on how we did it, we did that in like 3 years on top of us getting our house. So within the 3 years span of time, we busted out like $48,000 worth of debt, and also purchased the home cash. So if you want to know how we did it, then leave comments, or hit me up on social media. But I'm not gonna hold you guys long because I'm not a big like talker, whatever you want to call it. But I hope you guys have a blessed day, a blessed night, and you guys stay positive, and strive to be your best self regardless of what anybody else think of you. And always put God first. And you guys have a good one. Good night.